Good evening, good evening. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm your host, Jack Lowe, joined by my dad, Jeff, and good friend, Jay. How are you guys doing tonight?
Doing good, doing good.
Yep.
Doing good, Jay?
Yep. Doing good.
Yes, sir. We have another special treat for you tonight as we get to talk to another addition to Coach Elliott's 2026 class, Michael Gildea. Before Michael joins us, we must tell you that tonight's episode is brought to you by our good friends over at Mincers. Picture it, Durham, North Carolina, ACC tournament time. The Who's are heating up just at the right moment. You're in the stands or maybe watching from home. But either way, you're rocking your UVA baseball gear from Mincers. A crisp navy tee, a classic Virginia hat, maybe a hat like this one, or maybe even one of those fresh retro jerseys. A few weeks ago, we were grinding through conference play. Now, we're ready to make a run. Show up, show out, show your belief. Hit up Mincers on the corner or online and gear up for the postseason push. What a treat we have for you tonight, folks, as we have one of the Who's latest commit for the 2026 class, 6'5", 290-pound offensive lineman, Michael Gildea. How you doing tonight, Mikey?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely glad to have you. Glad to have you. Michael, first off, congratulations on your commitment to UVA. What was it about Coach Elliott and Coach Heffernan that made you feel like Charlottesville was the right place for you?
Yeah, so ultimately my decision, I decided just between the people that they are and the program that they're building, I just felt like it was a no-brainer just to make that decision, become a Who. So they're and throughout the whole process, I think they're the most genuine, and I connected well with Coach Heff and Coach Elliott, both. So yeah.
And you had quite a few offers too. Some ACC programs, UNC, Virginia Tech, Duke, some SEC programs. What was it like getting all that attention in high school, and how did UVA approach recruiting you?
Yeah, so it was awesome. But UVA specifically, they take their process way slower than most schools. I believe up to this point, they've only offered like 90 kids in our grade, opposed to some schools in the ACC at the top offering like 400 or 500 kids. So they take a slower, more personal approach to recruiting, which I really appreciated. So that was nice. And throughout high school, it was nice getting all the attention, but never let it get to my head. Never let it stop me from working as hard as I can.
Yeah, so the biggest news in the college football offseason this year, Coach Bill Belichick going to coach college football at UNC. So I'm just curious, did you meet him, and how was he as a recruiter?
Yeah, so I actually got to meet him his first day out recruiting, I believe. He came to our school, and that's when I received the offer along with a couple of my teammates. So it was cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah, what you see on TV with him and like how you would expect him to be was kind of what he was like in person. Really chill guy, and yeah, it was pretty cool.
It's cool to hear.
Yeah, so you're I think I read you're visiting UVA in June, and you were at the spring game previously, right?
Yeah, so the first time I visited was for the junior day in January. I believe it was January 25th, and then I visited again for the spring game, and then I plan on returning for my OV on June 12th or June 13th.
Awesome. So being on campus, what stood out to you about the campus, and was there anything particular or a moment that made you think, this is home?
Not one particular moment. I think it was just over time. I just realized that it was a place I wanted to be. I knew early in the process that I wanted to be at a school like UVA, a bigger school, more students, of course, a prestigious school academically. So I think just all the factors of UVA kind of just helped me make the decision. It was pretty easy. So.
Yeah, one thing that is we're super proud of, and I'm sure you are too, is the new football facility.
Yeah.
How does that compare to some of the other schools, and did that factor into your recruitment at all?
No, I didn't really let the buildings factor into my decision. It was really, in my decision, it was more about the people in the buildings than the buildings themselves. But of course, it's always nice to have the new stuff, the nice stuff. And compared to most of the facilities I've seen, it's near the top. And I've seen some of the big programs, the Blue Bloods. I've seen smaller programs, and it is very nice.
Yeah, so, college sports has had quite the change. And without getting into too many details, how was the subject of NIL handled during your recruitment at UVA?
Yeah, so honestly, I haven't talked about money with them yet, or I haven't planned on talking about it with them. But, throughout the process, I didn't really let the NIL and the money influence my decision whatsoever. It's going to be it's nice, of course. It's always nice for getting what you earn, but It's like I said, it's not really a priority for me, and it didn't really have a factor on my decision.
Got you. So in high school, do you play both sides of the ball?
No, I only play offense.
Okay.
Mm.
Okay. So I believe you're rated a 3-star prospect. Do you look at those ratings at all, and do you believe they matter?
I mean, I see them when they're updated. I just see. I mean, of course, I'm gonna look where I'm at, to be honest. But I don't really think they matter. I've went against some pretty highly ranked kids that didn't press me too much, and I didn't think they're that caliber, I guess. But and then I've went against some unranked kids that I believe were absolute dogs and deserve a ranking that they don't have. So
I have a gut feeling by the time your high school career is over, you're going to be considered more than a 3-star prospect too. So I know
Yeah.
all that can change.
That'd be nice, but
Yeah.
I mean that's not really the focus.
It doesn't really matter. You're a who now, so
Yeah, that's I mean that's what I was focused on the whole process, just
Yep.
picking a school and becoming part of the family at a school. So
there you go.
Yep.
Yeah.
You mentioned when talking about UVA's recruiting process how they offer some of the least amount of kids out of the entire ACC, only offering about 90 kids in your class. Why do you think they saw something special in you, and what do you think your biggest strength is as an offensive lineman?
Yeah, so what they saw in me was they thought, I mean, of course, so like I said, they it's a slow process, so they got to know me. They got to I believe they saw my transcripts, of course, all that stuff. So they thought I checked the boxes, and I thought I was a good person. They thought my grades were good. So that played a factor into it. And then also wait, sorry, what was the second part of the question?
Yeah, what do you think your biggest strength is as an
Oh, yeah.
offensive lineman?
Sorry. Yeah, so I think I mean, of course, you have to be strong to be an offensive lineman. I think I'm decently strong, but I think I'm more of an athletic lineman. I'm able to get to the second level. I'm able to even get to the third level, and I'm able to pull well. So I think that's one of my big strengths. I move very well for my size.
Yeah. So did the coaching staff talk to you at all about maybe their vision for your development, maybe possibility of early playing time or maybe a redshirt possibility?
I haven't talked to them about that yet, but I've more talked about them specifically with like where I'm going to be playing on the O-line. So they plan on starting me on the interior guard, potentially center, but I think we talked more about guard. And then I have like I said, with my athleticism, I have the ability to flex out to tackle if I'm able to later, and depending on what guys we have in the room at the time. So yeah.
So you're getting ready to start your senior year, in the fall. What do you think, you need to kind of focus on your senior year to get you ready to play or as close to possible as being ready to play as a first year player at UVA?
Yeah. So I think one of the biggest benefits of being at the Hunt School is the competition that I go against daily in practice. I mean, the past 2 years in the interior, I've had guys like Owen Wafel, who's at Michigan, transferred to Penn State, Cole Breeler, he's at Stanford, or going to enroll in Stanford in the summer, and then Griffin Galetta, he was a dog on the interior D-line, but I think that really helped me. And then this upcoming year, we have some new guys coming in, some guys on the outside, the edge, so that always helped me just on my development as a tackle as well. But I think really just focusing on my technique, I think that's going to be very important. And then also, I mean, I know it's not directly correlated with playing football, but just being a leader and just being vocal and helping the guys around me succeed and help us win games ultimately.
Yeah, for sure. What is like when you say the Hun School? I know that's where you attend. Is that like is that kind of like an academy of sorts, or what? Tell me about that.
Yeah, so it's just a prep school. It's just a regular prep school.
Okay.
It's about 30. I'm a boarder. I live in New Canaan, Connecticut, but school's in Princeton, New Jersey. But it's about 30% boarding and 70% day. And it's just regular prep school. Very good academically. They have good sports all around. So yeah.
Awesome. So we interviewed fellow recruit Dylan Beal, outstanding young man and an offensive lineman who is super young, also for his class. And we've seen on social media that you two have kind of connected, and I think you guys are the first two commits of the 26th class. How often do you guys communicate, and are you guys actively recruiting any specific players to join you?
Yeah, so I got to meet Dylan at the spring game, which was nice. And he's out there recruiting guys hard. He was texting me almost weekly, and we are just going back and forth, just talking, just getting to know each other well. And we were the first two O-line commits in the class, And there's no guys in specific that we're going after, but there's a couple guys on the board that have been offered that have taken OVs or taken OVs that we're actively reaching out to and trying to get them to join the family as well. But overall, he's a really good dude.
Yeah, I think it says something about like the mindset, which I like, and I know I can speak for Jeff and Jack on this too. You know, the folk, if you don't build from the interior out, you know, you can have the greatest receivers you want.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have the O-line to protect for the quarterback, you know. So I love to see building the trenches up and being so specific. And, you know I had read that you and Dylan were both like heavily targeted. And, you know, in line with what you said, UVA doesn't just hand out offers like, you know, some schools do. And so we're just very excited for the future of the O-line with you guys.
Mm-hmm. I'm very excited.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, sorry. I was just saying I'm excited.
SRW. Is there a particular NFL offensive lineman you model your game after or study more than others?
Yeah, so I don't really necessarily model my game after, but I like to watch Quentin Nelson. I think it's just awesome what he's doing on the interior of the line. And then I think it goes for pretty much all offensive linemen. I watch Trent Williams a good bit. I'm not like a guru or I don't have the perfect technique or know all that stuff, but he's less of a traditional lineman, and I want to say his technique's not quote unquote perfect, but he's just an absolute dog out there, which helps him separate and which makes him the best offensive lineman in the NFL right now, and has been for the past couple of years. I think he's been in the league for 12, 13 years, maybe
quite a
more.
while.
Yeah. And then I liked watching Joe Thomas as well.
Okay.
He was another great offensive lineman.
Those are some great names. We're Commander fans, so
oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, we know
all about Trent Williams.
Yeah, we do. So NCAA football, the video game.
Mm-hmm.
Do you play that game, and how excited are you to see your name and play as yourself?
Yeah, I'm really excited. So I played the game. I got the game the first day it came out this year. I played Madden. That's usually been my video game of choice.
Right.
But I'm really excited to see my name in the game and just be able to play as myself and the team.
And what should your initial rating be?
I mean, I know they don't usually do the freshmen well or the rookies in the NFL and Madden well, but I mean, I hope to be in the 70s at least.
Okay,
that'd be nice.
That's not bad at all for a freshman.
Yeah.
No, not at all.
Yeah, for sure. Do you have a favorite NFL team?
Yeah, so I grew up a Chiefs fan, so it's kind of a long story. I grew up in Florida, but the gym that I was at, there was a bunch of NFL guys there, and some of them Travis Kelce and Eric Berry.
Oh wow!
So I just got to be around them, and I didn't really have a team at that point, so I kind of just picked them. Everyone thinks I'm bandwagon, but I kind of started liking them before they became a really good team, powerhouse. So I think it was before they drafted Mahomes. So
okay,
yeah. And they were really good during those Alex Smith years. It was just he couldn't get them over the top like Mahomes obviously has been able to. But yeah, that's awesome. It's a shame, you didn't get to meet T Swift out of it.
That'd be cool.
Has anyone, whether it be coaches, players, or maybe fans that you've had a chance to chat with, talk to you about how important that Virginia Tech rivalry game is to the UVA community? And just how excited are you to be a part of it?
So, I mean, one big thing that I was looking through in the recruitment process, and not really making my decision based off of it, but it was it would have been really nice. I've always wanted a rivalry. My hometown back in New Canaan has a big rivalry. So my mom went to Michigan, so I grew up a Michigan fan, and they have I think the biggest rivalry. But yeah. I mean, I'm very excited to be part of the tradition and just go out there every year and beat Virginia Tech.
There you go. We like that.
We love the energy. Love it. We love the energy. So who would you say has been the biggest influence in your development as a player, whether it's a coach, teammate, family member? Give some shout outs to some people.
Yeah, so I want to go with Coach Smith. I mean, I don't think I would be where I'm at without him right now in the recruiting world as a player. I mean, as a person, he's been a very important person in my life the past couple of years. I want to say my trainer back home, Carrington, and Jimmy. They both have been with me for, I want to say, I started working out with Jimmy, I want to say like 6 or 7 years ago before I had any muscle. So he kind of helped me. He helped me develop well, and then I moved on to I worked with Carrington, and then Jimmy joined Carrington. So it's been awesome working with them. Coach Saul back at the Hun School, he's been awesome as a strength coach. He's been putting together some pretty cool lifts, which have been actually helping me a lot. So shout out Coach Saul. And I want to say my mom's also a big part of it. She's pushed me. She's always been the one to believe in me when no one else has. So I get a lot of my confidence from her. So yeah.
You can't forget mom.
No.
Can't forget Mom.
And also, we forgot to ask you. We always ask the freshmen, did Coach Elliott win mom over?
Yeah.
Everybody says once mom meets Coach Elliott, she tells their kid, "This is where you're going."
No, he's awesome.
Yeah.
Final question for you, Mikey. And again, we want to thank you for coming on. We appreciate it. It's been great. Do you have any message you want to deliver to Wahoo Nation?
I'm just ready to get to work. Excited to join the family.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
We want to thank you for coming in, Mikey. Outstanding stuff, and best luck to you in your career.
Thank you so much. Thank you all for having me on here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and good
thank you
luck
for
for your
joining us.
senior high school season as well.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Have a great evening.
All right. See ya.
Bye-bye.
We want to once again thank Mikey Gildea. I definitely botched the name in the opening segment, but that's all right. We want to thank him for joining us once again. Great young man. Sounds like he's going to be a great offensive lineman for the team. We keep on that and keep on that. And Jay, any thoughts?
Yeah, he's a kid with good size. Talked about his athletic ability. You love to see that on the offensive line. Virginia's got a pretty rich history in having offensive linemen that can make it in the league. So always good to add some beef to the room, and it just shows a commitment, I think, to building those trenches up and bringing them in and getting them to work early.
Every episode we do, I bring up one name every single episode. I'm gonna bring him up, Two Guard. So Two Guard was talking about him when he committed. When did he commit? Last week? Was it last week?
Yeah, it was last week.
He's on my days.
Yeah,
It was maybe Thursday or Friday. I think he
I think
committed.
it was Thursday.
Two Guard posted something about him, and he's got some of his. He'll tell you he's not an insider, but some of the
His connections.
some of his peeps are really, really high on this guy. And when we were talking about him being a 3-star, those ratings tend to change. Senior season, he'll put on a show possibly, and where his ranking is will change. But I always bring up Two Guard every episode. It's something that he posts that I got to talk about. And he talked about him, Mikey, and what his inside peeps were saying about him, and they're very high on this guy, and this is a big time get actually. So and he was really impressive to talk to. Impressive
Yeah,
guy.
it was interesting that he hasn't really talked about NIL, and that's not a priority for him. That's good to
That
see.
is an interesting fact.
You don't see that out of many recruits today.
Well, it's an interesting fact that he says it wasn't discussed, and
Yes.
that.
Yeah.
That'll wrap up another episode. We want to thank all of you for listening, and thanks once again to Mikey Gildea. And be sure to go follow all the social media pages, the Cavalier Connection, and stay tuned for some more episodes. We got more guests coming on. You don't want to miss it. And look out for baseball, some big games coming up, and that'll do it for us. Go Hoos.
Go Hoos.